Am I the a-hole for not letting my daughter go to her cheer competition and grounding her for 4 months? I 42F attend church regularly and have a 15-year-old daughter named Abby. Abby is part of the church's youth group, and I sometimes volunteer as a youth leader. There's a girl in the group named Zoe 16F who lives with her grandparents. During one session, we were taking turns reading from the Bible. Each time it was Zoe's turn, she asked to skip. Initially, I let her skip because I thought she might have anxiety. However, after the 5th time she asked to skip, I told her we couldn't keep skipping her turn. When she started reading, it became clear she struggled significantly, mispronouncing many words. Later, I learned that Zoe only learned how to read around age 12, so she's still working on her literacy skills. Halfway through, I told Zoe she didn't have to continue reading. Later, I found out that Abby had been making fun of Zoe for her reading difficulties. She would sarcastically ask Zoe to read things, like words on posters, and would exaggerate stumbling over words when reading aloud to mock her. I didn't know this was happening until one day. I walked into the kitchen and found Zoe crying on her grandmother's lap, explaining Abby had been saying to her. Zoe then told me everything, and I promised I would handle it. When Abby and I got home, I asked her about it. She admitted to making the comments but dismissed them as harmless and not a big deal. Abby is on her school's cheerleading team and had a competition coming up, so I told her, if it's not a big deal, then it won't be a big deal for you to miss the competition this weekend. Abby froze and started pleading with me, saying, "You have to let me go. It's different, what I did wasn't a big deal. Everyone is counting on me. Don't do this to me." I told her, if it wasn't a big deal, then you'll explain to your team why you're not going. Tomorrow, you'll also apologize to Zoe in front of the group and write her a note to express your regret. Abby started pleading with me, asking me not to make her do it. She screamed at me, "Mom, you're being a..." I replied, "You just earned yourself a grounding on top of this." She stormed into her room, slammed the door, and punched a hole in the wall. At that point, I decided to ground her for 4 months. I later spoke to Zoe's grandmother to explain the situation and how I handled it. She agreed that the consequences I gave Abby were appropriate and would help her understand the impact of her actions. Am I the a-hole for grounding my daughter and not letting her compete after she bullied a girl with reading difficulties?
Here are the top comments.
Do not have her publicly apologize. It has the potential to make it worse for Zoe. Ask her beforehand, but make it private first. Not the a-hole.
Not the a-hole. What Abby did was pretty cruel, and grounding her seems like a solid way to show her the consequences of her actions. It was a harsh move, but honestly, it seems like she needs it.